Hi, Celia. Such a pleasure to read your work this week. Thank you so much for spending time with both of these prompts and attempting both of these prompts. I think you did a fabulous job overall, so I just want to say thank you. Um, I really like what you did and how you made the Mary Pfeiffer poem your own. Um, I think in particular, this particular line just really stood out to me. From ranchers to soldiers, boxers and supervisors, there's such a juxtaposition between all of those different sort of paths of life, and I think it creates interest. It's like this sort of stark contrasts, and I'm finding that you do that a few times in this poem, which I really appreciate. um, I also like the details that you chose about the Atari game system, original Star Wars trilogy, and breakdancing. That might have to do with me relating from my own sort of generational understanding of those items, but I also just think that they're brilliant details that speak to a generation. Um, so, does the poem have a purpose? I'm not sure what that question means. I mean, I feel like I will say, the purpose of all of these writing prompts are sort of to like just give people an opportunity, especially folks who don't have any experience with poetry, an opportunity to enter the space of poetry and try something new and experiment. So for me, this poem, the way it speaks to me as the teacher, and hopefully someone who's offering some wisdom or guidance in this course, it's a wonderful way for me to get to know you. The details that you choose to include in this poem are just a lovely introduction to you. So to me, that's how this poem has a purpose. I'd be interested to hear how folks in your writing group actually answer that question. And then does the poem form an overall structure? Once again, I'm not sure what you mean by does it form an overall structure. I do think it has a structure. I mean, I think it's mimicking the structure of Mary Pfeiffer, and it's doing that quite well. Um, so that would be how I would answer those questions. Um, just a little note, there's no way you could have known this, but in the future, if you wouldn't mind including both of your submissions in one document, that would be super helpful, just so I don't have to flip back and forth when I'm giving you feedback. It just helps expedite our time on these videos. You'll see what I mean. I'm gonna flip back. I'm gonna go to your other one. Sometimes it takes longer than that to load. Ocean. So I am a deep ocean lover, even though I live in the desert myself. So I was excited to see that you chose the ocean, and I thought the way that you chose to, with the details that you chose to offer of the ocean, the crashing waves, the soft sand, the cobalt blue, the water mirroring the sky, the texture, the idea of like your body being in the space of the ocean, your body being in the space of writing really worked for me. Um, I will say that this speaks to me. The way that this is written is more like notes towards a poem rather than a finished poem. It's got all these juicy details, all this beauty. And what I would suggest is, in moving forward, if you'd like to move forward with this piece, is to go ahead and play around with form. So rather than just including it in a prose block, what would happen if you included some line breaks in it? What would happen if you played with the shape of the page with this piece? So once again, such a pleasure to get to know you just a little bit through this work, and I look forward to reading more of your work. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out.